teammate with some of the guys that you're in the same room with. It must be, you know, I guess on one hand they're your colleagues, they're your peers, but you know, on the other hand, it's also, you know, Elijah, and of course before that it was Chubb and Sonny. What is you know, what's it like, with, you know, working with those guys?
It was awesome. I mean, everybody has their own little personalities. You know, Nick was a funny guy, and Sonny would always talk up and say something. And Elijah's kind of quiet, doesn't say much, but you know, they all bring their different personalities. You know, it's kind of this big pool of personalities that come together and mesh really well. You know, good camaraderie between each other. So you know, we're always pushing each other to, you know, go to the next step.
What's your personality in that room?
Ooh, that's kind of a tough one. I kind of like try to, you know, stay back and let Brian, Harry, and all those guys kind of talk up. They're a little loud, but let them talk and kind of do it, you know, go back and forth with them.
Any thoughts about homecoming?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always great to have all those people come back. You know, come back to Georgia, and we get to celebrate that and put on a show for them on Saturday.
What are your thoughts about night games? This will be y'all's first night game of the season.
Well, it's certainly fun. I mean, the atmosphere is amazing. You know, Georgia, we got the best in the country. And you know, it'd be exciting to finally get a night game. You know, we didn't have one all year, obviously, so it'd be fun to get back at it.
Don't get to wear the black jerseys very often, but if you had a choice, would you choose to wear the black jerseys? Why? And if so, why?
Yeah, it'd be awesome to wear them, but I'm not too sure if we're going to be wearing them or not. That's not my decision. But yeah, so I'm down with whatever Coach Smart says.
How do you feel like, does that bring like another level of intensity to the team when y'all get to wear a different kind of jersey? I know it's been a while since y'all have worn them, but from watching probably games in the past, how do you feel like?
I think that's kind of like the perception, but you know, whoever we're playing, whenever we're playing, we're always going to bring our A game. So we're never going to be focused on what we're wearing. That kind of doesn't really dictate how we play. So we're just going to always ready to get after it.
You are in a big room of, you know, running backs. What are some of the advice that like maybe Swift or Holyfield gives you when you do get to go in and carry the ball? Do they ever give you any kind of advice?
Oh, always. Whenever I get in, they're always surrounding me, telling me which way to go and all these things. But you know, like Swift always telling me, you know, to cut and how to read off certain blocks, and Elijah's telling me how to, you know, what to see in the passing game, what kind of pass pickups I need to make. So they're always super helpful, and we're always cheering for each other, whoever's in. So yeah.
Is it ever like overwhelming? Are they ever too helpful, like telling you, kind of getting in your head which way to think, which way to look?
No, not really. I always try to take it as constructive criticism. Yeah.
And you talked about how the dynamics of the like running back room changed, but how the dynamics of like the on-field like rotations, or just like what each player has kind of shown that they're capable of this season, how have those changed?
Well, you know, it's the next man up, you know, for the next year. I think everybody in this backfield is very capable of carrying the ball and carrying any team. But so I think that's the most important thing, is that we're always sharing the ball, and no one's selfish and always saying, I want the ball, I want this, I want that. Everybody's willing to share, everybody's willing to help each other. I think that's the most important thing about our backfield.
Your freshman year, when you were redshirt, you played with the scout team in practice, and you were credited with kind of helping the defense be ready to play big teams. Do you still do that at all?
Yeah, I play a little scout team every now and then. You know, I always try to prepare the defense for what's coming up next for the next week. And I think that role is really kind of undervalued a little bit in the scout team, because, you know, that you're making the look, and you're going to say, like, this is what's going to happen for the week, and you got to study the film and what they do. But yeah.
James Cook is one of the younger guys. How do you feel like he has improved since getting here in the summer?
Oh, drastically. I mean, he's gotten the playbook. He's knowing the plays each day. Every single day he's getting better. He's reading the routes. You know, he's doing all the things that he needs to do to continue to improve. So I'm super impressed with him.
Continuing on freshman running back, Xavier White, he did get hurt, but what is his role now in the running back room that he is hurt? Is he still in every single meeting, and kind of what does he do being on the sidelines?
Well, I actually roomed with him earlier in the year, I think, for Austin Peay. But he's always encouraging people. He's always around, and you know, his spirits are high. You know, he's still battling, but I expect him to get a full recovery.
What's kind of your thought process when Kirby grabs you from the sideline and says, "Hey, you're going in"?
Oh, well, I mean, last year I kind of got that little bit of the first kind of realization of that, playing on special teams for all those games last year. So I kind of come accustomed to it, you know, because like he says, pressure is a privilege. So coming in with those games, I feel like that pressure was a privilege that I was able to show myself.
As a kid, though, and I'm guessing you grew up a Georgia fan probably, and I know this has probably been asked a lot of times, but did you ever imagine that you'd be out there, you know, on special teams? had 9 carries last year. You got in the double digits already this year. I mean, did you? I mean, simply put, do you imagine as much?
Well, my dad's always taught me to dream big. So like, I always set my goals in the SEC, and that's why I've always wanted to play. And I told myself that I would always, strive for it, no matter what the case, if I had to walk on or anything like that. And so I just kept working and always got myself prepared for that moment. And whenever that special teams moment came, I made sure I was prepared.
How important is special teams to this team? I know everybody preaches it, but like to you, like being able to play on special teams, what does it mean when y'all do, put somebody deep into their own territory? What does it mean to be part of that?
I mean, that's what I value. That's my thing. That's my niche. So every single time I go out there, it's like my last play. So whenever I get out there, it's super important. It can change the momentum of the game, like the Missouri game when we blocked a punt. So we always make sure that that's a top priority here in this program, and we take it as a top priority of this program. So yeah.
You mentioned